Li Xian traveled through a world of chaos and became a Bo Yi Kao. At the beginning, he was cooked and killed by King Zhou, and made into meat soup. True spirit made it to the list of gods. Due to carrying the destiny of Ziwei, after the end of the War of Deity, he was conferred the title of Zhongtian Arctic Ziwei Emperor. The purple micro-emperor of the North Pole in the Middle Heaven was the ruler of the constellations of the heavens, in charge of the heavenly meridians, earth latitudes, and led the universal star system to control ghosts, gods, and thunder. But because there is no backstage and their own strength is low, no one in the entire heavenly court takes Li Xian, the Purple Way Emperor, seriously. Just when Li Xian felt that his future was bleak and dark, the belief and preaching system was activated, and a chat group from the heavens invited him to join keywords of the novel. At the beginning of the game, I was on the function chart without a pop-up window. At the beginning, I was on the function chart. Download the full text. At the beginning, I was on the latest chapter of the function chart. Chapter 1. Zhongtian Arctic Purple Micro Emperor. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 1. Zhongtian Arctic Purple Micro Emperor. Today, under the imperial edict of Emperor Yuanshi of the Supreme Court, Beijing was once the Grand Marshal of Emperor Shenyuan, who fought against Qiyu and made meritorious contributions. Unfortunately, he died in the North Sea and sacrificed his life to serve the country. His loyalty and integrity are commendable. He has always been in decline, and his injustice is particularly pitiful. Fortunately, he was granted the title of God by Jiang Shang, who made great contributions to guarding the platform, and was granted a treasure to comfort his loyal soul. Now, he is appointed as the leader of the 3 realms, 8 ministries, and 365 Qingfu Zhengshen. Your admiration. Today, under the imperial edict of the Yuan Shi of the Supreme Court, Huang Tianhua devoted his youth to serving the country, made great contributions to the mountains, and saved his father with great filial piety. He did not enjoy the honor and sacrifice his life on horseback, which is truly painful. The reward for his contributions should be preserved, and he is specially appointed as the official in charge of the 3 mountains Zhengshan Bingling Gong. How admirable! Above the 9 heavens, immortal aura shrouds, divine light shines brightly, and a shrine hangs tall in the void. On that altar, there stands a Taoist. In his 70s, he was wearing a Taoist robe, holding a divine whip and a divine tablet, and was canonizing the gods. The Taoist's name is Jiang Shang, with the courtesy name Zia and the nickname Fei Xiong. He was a disciple of the Yushu sect in Kunlun and was ordered to assist King Wu in overthrowing Zhou. He has achieved great success and is now honored with the titles of various gods by the imperial edict of the Yuan dynasty. Finally, I have started to become a deity. I wonder if it's possible, just like in romance, to crown me as the Purple Emperor of the North Pole in the Middle Heaven. Li Xian never expected that after his death, he would travel to a world of chaos. But why do others travel through time, either becoming sworn brothers with Pangu or becoming saints through preaching? No matter how poor they are, they can still be invincible under a saint. But it was his turn to travel, and he actually became Bo Yi Kao, the unlucky guy who was cooked and killed by King Zhou in the romance and turned into a meat soup. Actually, it's not a big deal to take the exam in Chengboi, the key is that the time of the journey is not right. Even if he had traveled a few years earlier, it would have been better. However, by the time Li Xian traveled, Bo Yi had already entered the court song to save his father. Daji saw Bo Yi's handsome appearance and unparalleled piano skills in the imperial examination, and wanted to get closer. But he was humiliated by Boikeo Xingyan, and Daji was angry and falsely accused Boikeo of harassing him. Later, he secretly revealed his true form, evoking the killing intent of the white ape, and falsely accused Bo Yi Kao of playing the qin, which was secretly cursing King Zhou for his lack of virtue. Li Xian happened to have traveled through at this time and was directly imprisoned by King Zhou. The next day, he was cut off from his limbs, cut into corpses with 10,000 blades, and made meat patties. True spirit made it to the list of gods. In theory, true spirits have entered the list of deities and can become gods in the future. From then on, they will live long and live together with heaven and earth. Li Xian was just an ordinary person in his past life, and now he has become a god directly, which can be said to be a step to heaven. One thing Li Xian was very clear about was that all the deities who were conferred titles on the list of deities, except for a few others such as Yang Jian and Nijia, were ordained in their physical bodies. The rest of the people are mostly physically dead, and their true spirits have gone up to the list of gods. They no longer have physical bodies and are restricted by the list of gods. The most important thing is that the deities who have been conferred titles on the list of deities cannot improve their cultivation through cultivation. The only way to enhance one's strength is to absorb incense, accumulate the power of the people's wishes, and condense divine power within one's body. From then on, he had no connection with the immortal path and could only cultivate the path of gods, constrained by the list of deities. But the key is that although the fairyland is large, and there are hundreds of millions of creatures, there are many gods in the heaven, and there are more monks than porridge. The vast Jijiao sect, known as the 10,000 immortals coming to the court, has now been extinguished due to the dispute over orthodoxy. What is the struggle for orthodoxy? Isn't it just a struggle between luck and incense? Li Xian also thought about refusing to be crowned as a god, but now he only has the true spirit left. Refusing to be crowned as a god is afraid that it will be destroyed in the next moment. Just as Li Xian felt his future was bleak and dark, Chengzi finally read his name on the altar of the gods. Bo Yi was admitted to the stage to receive the title. Bo Yi's exam is here. I am now ordered by the Emperor Yuanshi of the Supreme Court to be honest and kind-hearted, loyal and filial in my hometown. Unfortunately, I died to save my father, which is truly painful. I am honored to be crowned as the Purple Micro-Emperor of the North Pole in Zhongtian. Bo Yi Kao, thank you for your title. After conferring the title of Li Xian, Chengzi couldn't help but glance at him again, with a hint of envy in his eyes. Zhongtian North Pole Purple Micro-Emperor is one of the 6 great emperors of the heavenly court, with a status second only to Haotian God and a supreme and noble position. Zhongtian North Pole Purple Micro-Emperor, known as the Noble God, represents nobility, power, and imperial mandate. In charge of the heavenly meridian, earth latitude, star movement, for seasons climate, calling for wind and rain, serving ghosts and gods, he is the master of all things and the master of all stars. Such a position of reverence, theoretically speaking, could never turn to Bo Yi Kao, even though Bo Yi Kao was the legitimate eldest son of King Wen of Zhou. The number of days is fixed, and Bo Yi bears the fate of Emperor Ziwei, and the number of days is irreversible. Bo Yi Kao carries the destiny of Ziwei and is destined to become the great emperor of Zhongtian North Pole Ziwei. Even a saint is difficult to change, unless he wants to act against the heavens. Saints claim to coexist with the Tao, knowing everything and being invincible. Saints are the Tao. The sage patrols on behalf of the heavens, and it is naturally impossible to go against the heavens. As the saying goes, a sage who does not go against the heavens is not a saint. Otherwise, the position of the Purple Micro-Emperor in the Middle Heaven and the North Pole would have been replaced by a disciple of the sect who had already obtained Li Xian. Have you not seen that the great emperors of Gaochen, Qinghua, and Changsheng and the 6 emperors are all disciples of elucidation? Detected that the host has become a deity, and the belief and preaching system has been officially activated. Please check the usage instructions on your own. Just as the coronation was over, Li Xian's face suddenly changed slightly, and he quickly recovered without attracting anyone's attention. At the moment when the sound fell, Li Xian felt a torrent of information surging in his mind. The belief and preaching system. The so-called belief and preaching system, as the name suggests, is a system that assists the growth of gods. The system was officially activated only after Li Xian was conferred the title of Zhongtian Arctic Purple Micro-Emperor. Faith originates from the will of all living beings. Those who hold reverence and recite the true names of gods can gain the power of faith from it. The so-called beliefs, incense, and willpower are just different names, but fundamentally the same. The power of gods comes from faith, and practicing Shintoism is based on the power of faith, because the power of faith can be transformed into divine power. As far as Li Xian knows, the vast world does not care about the immortal or divine system. The realm is divided from low to high into earthly immortal, heavenly immortal, true immortal, golden immortal, Tai, Dalao, and Hunyuan. In the wilderness, there is a widely circulated saying that the golden immortal is immortal, the Tai is immortal, and the great Luo is transcendent. Although earthly immortals, heavenly immortals, and true immortals have endless lifespans and share the same lifespan as heaven and earth, they must overcome 3 disasters, 9 difficulties, and the 5 decline of heaven and humanity every time they pass a meeting. Crossing over, continuing to be carefree, unable to cross, naturally leads to death and soul destruction. 1 yuan is 18,000 years, 1 yuan is 129,600 years, and 1 yuan is the multiplication of 2 numbers, which is 139.68 million years. Only by obtaining the certification of the Golden Immortal can one truly be immortal, and from then on, one can roam the 3 realms without encountering disasters. As for Tai and the Luo, Li Xian doesn't know much about them, but he has heard people say that the Luo transcends everything and claims to be the only one in the heavens. The Luo, all time and space are eternal and carefree. Once a certificate is obtained, it will always be obtained. There is no past or future, only the present, transcending everything, able to change the timeline, reverse causality, and reverse the past and future. However, the world of the wilderness is somewhat unique, with the ancestors of the Tao merging together and the 6 saints ruling the world below, maintaining the order and operation of the heavenly way. Daozu once said, "A small trend can be changed, but a big trend is irreversible." Reversing causality in a world of chaos. Reverse the past and future. It's like seeking your own death. Otherwise, in the world of chaos, there would be hundreds or even thousands of Dalai Lamas who could easily reverse cause and effect, reverse the timeline, and the world of chaos would have long been chaotic. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Joining chat groups. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Joining chat groups. I don't know my existence, have I been discovered? It is impossible for Li Xian to say that he is not worried. Even De Luo can reverse cause and effect, transcend the long river of time, and reverse the past and future. Saints claim to coexist with the Tao, knowing everything and being omnipotent. It is itself a manifestation of the Tao, thinking about the past, the present, and the future. In the eyes of the sage, the entire wasteland world is like flipping a palm to observe patterns, with everything in the palm and almost no secrets. Under normal circumstances, it is impossible for Li Xian to hide from the sage when he travels through a world of floods and wastelands. But after activating the system, Li Xian realized that his ability to travel through the world of chaos was entirely thanks to the system. And the system can help him conceal the mystery. All information about him has been tampered with by the system, even saints find it difficult to calculate. Li Xian now only hopes that the system will not deceive him and can really help him cover up the mystery. The sealing of the gods has been completed, and the gods have returned to their positions. After Jiang Zia conferred the title of the last deity, the ceremony finally came to an end. In an instant, the purple aura surged for 3,000 miles. Endless purple air permeates the void, and thousands of rays penetrate the clouds and mist, covering the entire earth immortal realm. The Great War of Fengshen swept across the vast land, involving billions of creatures. In just a few decades, I don't know how many creatures have fallen. Luckily, the true spirit has escaped to the list of gods, and after death, they can still be crowned as gods. Those who are unlucky will really die, and their true spirits will enter the underworld and be reincarnated. Before being enfeoffed as a god, Jiejiao claimed that all immortals would come to the court, but after the great calamity, it disintegrated and the orthodoxy was almost shattered. Now, this battle of sealing the gods has finally come to a complete end at this moment. Boom boom. Accompanied by roaring sounds, the golden light of merit and virtue, as well as the dark yellow energy, descend from above the 9 heavens in a grand manner. The Fengshen list blooms with divine light, flying out true spirits and integrating the Xianhuang merit and virtue, beginning to reshape the divine body. Under the influence of Xianhuang merit, Li Xian's body gradually solidified from illusion what is Xianhuang. Xian is the color of the sky, and yellow is the color of the earth. If it is black and yellow, it represents the energy of heaven and earth. The so-dot called Xianhuang Qi refers to the Qi of heaven and earth. Gods, return to your throne. In the boundless void, a vast and majestic voice could be heard. An unimaginable power descended from the void, and time and space solidified in an instant, as if flowing backwards. When Li Xian realized it, he found himself in a magnificent palace. Ziwei Palace. As one of the 6 emperors of the Heavenly Court and the Purple Emperor of the North Pole, Li Xian naturally has his own palace. The Purple Palace, also known as the Purple Palace, is located above the Purple Star and is the head of all the stars in the sky, known as the Lord of all stars. Located on the highest star, surrounded by numerous stars, it is therefore the most prestigious. As Emperor Ziwei, in charge of the heavenly scripture, earth and latitude, leading the entire universe of stars to control ghosts, gods, and thunder, Li Xian naturally had many star officials under his command. For example, the 4 saints of the Arctic, the 7 elements of the Beidou, the 6 masters of the Nandu, the 28 knights, the 36 heavenly gang, and the 72 earthly demons. And so on. Under the numerous star officials, there are also the Zhou Tian Lai Yao Xing Jun, the gods and immortals, and 1,000,000 heavenly soldiers and generals. In terms of power alone, Emperor Ziwei can be said to hold a high position of power, second only to the Jade Emperor among the 6 heavenly kings. However, Li Xian was very clear that as the Purple Wei Emperor, he may not have a real name, and no one would respect his commands. After all, before being crowned as a god, he was just an ordinary person. After being crowned as a god and forging a divine body, his strength was only equivalent to that of a celestial being. The key is that he doesn't have a background. Even if he is crowned as the Purple Wei Emperor, no one will take him seriously. System. Li Xian silently recited the system in his heart, and a transparent light curtain appeared in front of him. The light screen is the attribute layout, only Li Xian can see it. Li Xian was naturally unwilling to become a puppet. Now his first priority was to enhance his strength and truly subdue the star officials under his command, becoming the true Purple Wei Emperor. To quickly enhance one's strength, one can only rely on the belief and preaching system. Host. Li Xian, Realm. Early Immortal Stage. Cannot be improved, belief. 0. The attribute layout is very concise. Apart from forging the divine body and obtaining the initial cultivation of a celestial being, Li Xian now has nothing. Without cultivation techniques, divine body spells, and spiritual treasures, there is no need to think about it. Li Xian noticed that behind the realm, there was a gray word, cannot be improved, which means that as long as there are enough faith points, he can directly improve the realm. Unfortunately, there is no point of faith. The belief preaching system can transform faith into belief points, and belief points are omnipotent. Not only can it improve one's cultivation level, but it can also enhance one's magical powers, elevate the level of spiritual treasures, and so on. In summary, the belief point is omnipotent. As long as there are enough points of faith, Li Xian can even become a saint on the spot. Unfortunately, on the attribute page, the belief point is 0. To gain faith points, one must develop believers. Thinking of developing believers, Li Xian suddenly had a headache. There were too many masters in the world of the wilderness, and the world of earthly immortals was full of mountains. After the end of the war of self-proclaimed gods, the vast land shattered, and the saints replayed heaven and earth, thus giving birth to the four great states that are now known. Among them, Dongxing Shenzhou is the stronghold of the Taoist sect, and disciples of both religions have established Taoist traditions in various famous mountains. Xinyo Hezhou is the stronghold of Buddhism, and there are also many Taba Taoists who abandoned Buddhism, opened up the Western Pure Land, and established the Daliyin Temple, hoping to spread their faith in Xinyo Hezhou. It's just a dream. Baigulo Prefecture is occupied by the demon tribe, and the remnants of the demon court have now migrated to Baigulo Prefecture. Only southern Zhangzhou is better, but there are also many scattered practices. In southern Zhangzhou, the sect was established, and most of the heavenly gods also spread their faith in southern Zhangzhou. So it is not difficult to spread faith in the world of immortals, and the competition is fierce beyond imagination. Although Li Xian is the Purple Way Emperor, who would take him seriously, a real but nominal Purple Way Emperor. With his current cultivation level in the early days of the heavenly immortal realm, what is he using to compete for faith with others? Ding, Zhongtian chat group invites you to join. Do you agree? Just as Li Xian was pondering, he suddenly heard a prompt, as if some Zhongtian chat group had invited him to join. Li Xian furrowed his brows, chatting in the Zhongtian chat group. Is it the kind of chat group from previous life novels? If that's the case, it would undoubtedly be an opportunity for him. Agree. After pondering for a moment, Li Xian agreed to join the chat group. After joining the Zhongtian chat group, Li Xian's mind flooded with information about introducing the Zhongtian chat group. As Li Xian guessed, the so-called Zhongtian chat group is a group chat that connects the various heavens and worlds. The members of the group come from all over the world. Plus Li Xian, who just joined the chat group, there are currently 6 members in the group. Only 6 members. There are fewer members in the chat group than Li Xian had imagined. It seems that this chat group has just begun to develop. This is good news for Li Xian. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Joining a group kills the group leader. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Joining a group kills the group leader. Ding. Zhongtian Arctic Purple Micro Emperor joins the chat group. After joining the Zhongtian chat group, Li Xian did not speak from beginning to end, but silently diving and observing. At present, in addition to Li Xian, there are 5 members in the chat group, including 1 group leader. Li Daxian, omniscient and versatile. The leader of this chat group, the nickname is a bit interesting. The nickname of the chat group leader is Omniscient and Omnipotent Li Daxian. Daring to claim to be omniscient and omnipotent, is he a powerful figure comparable to a mixed element? De Luo transcends everything, steps on the river for a long time, and can explore the past, present, and future. Even De Luo Jin Xian dare not claim to be omniscient and omnipotent. The truly omniscient and omnipotent are the Hunyuan sages, who coexist with the Tao, endure countless tribulations without grinding, adhere to cause and effect without contamination, and understand all things. That is the true omniscient and omnipotent. Li Xian also doubted that the omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian might be a god, just like the novels he had read in his past life. Tianmen Master. New members have joined the group chat again. Welcome. Taishian Xiaozhu. Welcome newcomers. Songshan Sect Leader. Zhongtian North Pole Purple Micro Emperor. It seems like a big shot has arrived in our chat group. I am the protagonist. At this moment, shouldn't we silently at omniscient and omnipotently Daxian. What the members of the chat group don't know is that the so-called omniscient and omnipotently Daxian is quietly peeking at the screen at this moment. Li Daxian looked shocked, and as the leader of the chat group, he naturally had some permissions. The group leader has one permission, which is to check the basic information of chat group members. Member. Zhongtian Arctic Purple Micro Emperor World. Floods and Wilderness Introduction. One of the 6 heavenly kings of the heavenly court, the purple micro-emperor of the mid-heavenly North Pole, is the master of the constellations of the heavens. Surprisingly, it comes from the legendary world of floods and wastelands. That is the most top-notch world among all the heavens and realms. Be good, one of the 6 heavenly kings, the purple micro-emperor of the North Pole in the middle heaven. If I could deceive the other person, wouldn't I be sending it? Li Daxian, who is omniscient and omnipotent, comes from the modern world where spiritual energy is revived. The so-called chat group of the heavens is Li Daxian's golden finger. Relying on his familiarity with the plot, Li Daxian claimed to be omniscient and versatile, deceiving members of the chat group and deceiving them into eating and drinking. In just a few months, Li Daxian has gained a lot of benefits by deceiving chat group members. Welcome newcomers to join the chat group, said Li Daxian, who is omniscient and versatile Master Songshan. Master, do you think the newcomers have a good background? Li Daxian, who is omniscient and omnipotent, said, I have just calculated that the newcomers are indeed from a considerable background. They come from the world of Honghuang, which is a vast world. Even if placed in the entire universe, it is still the top world. I am the protagonist. A big shot from the top of the world. Master Tai Xian said, the new big shot has been silent all along, and his personality seems a bit aloof. The Lord of Tianmen. Do you want to know your own future? The group leaders are omniscient and can predict the future, but they will have to pay the corresponding price. Li Daxian secretly gave a thumbs up to the Heavenly Gate Lord. With the support of the Heavenly Gate Lord, his next moves will not appear too abrupt. However, Li Xian remained silent and continued to quietly dive and peek at the screen. At the same time, Li Xian is also checking the past chat records of the chat group. Based on those chat records, Li Xian can basically determine. The so-called omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian could really be a god. Relying on being familiar with the plot and deceiving members to demand benefits, Li Xian is too familiar with this trick. However, although it is basically certain, it still needs to be explored. Li Xian opened the chat box and prepared to have a private chat with Li Daxian. Emperor Ziwei of Zhongtian Arctic. Can you really predict the future? Li Daxian, who is omniscient and omnipotent, said, of course. However, the identity of a Taoist friend is extraordinary. Calculating the past and future of a Taoist friend will come at a considerable cost. Ding! Zhongtian Arctic Purple Micro-Emperor has sent an exclusive red envelope to omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian. Seeing the red envelope sent by Li Xian in the chat box, Li Daxian immediately smiled. This newcomer understands the rules quite well. Before he even spoke up to deceive him, he actually took the initiative to send him an exclusive red envelope. The other party comes from a vast world and is one of the 6 heavenly kings. Taking out anything is an unparalleled treasure for him. Moreover, the other party is at least the purple emperor of the Zhongtian Arctic, and the things they can hold should be extraordinary. Li Daxian eagerly received the red envelope and was eager to know what Li Xian had given him. Ah! In a world where spiritual energy is revived, in a luxurious villa. After receiving the red envelope, Li Daxian eagerly opened it and suddenly a powerful divine power poured into Li Daxian's body. Li Daxian is just a mortal body, how can he bear it? His body instantly turns into ashes. Li Daxian never dreamed that he would die for a red envelope. Reminder. The group leader, omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian, has fallen. Reminder. The group leader, omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian, has fallen. Reminder. The group leader, omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian, has fallen. At the moment of Li Daxian's death, the chat group of the heavens shook and ejected red prompts. Sure enough. A slight smile appeared at the corner of Li Xian's mouth, indicating that the so-called omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian was indeed a god who mixed food and drink. In order to test Li Daxian, Li Xian sent a red envelope and naturally made some moves. If Li Daxian is strong enough to withstand divine power jars, then he can naturally benefit greatly by increasing his ability to wash scriptures and slay marrow. If Li Daxian was a godly stick, just a mortal body, then being possessed by the divine power jar would definitely cause his physical body to collapse and fly into ashes. The result is obvious, that Li Daxian was just a scam and was killed by the divine power tank. Joining a chat group and killing the group owner. If Li Daxian had any knowledge, he would definitely regret inviting him to join the Zhongtian chat group. Zhongtian North Pole Purple Micro Emperor. Those who defile the Emperor, perish. Li Xianchi sent a message in the chat group. Mainly to tell the group members how omniscient and omnipotent Li Daxian died. The Lord of the Heavenly Gate. The group leaders have died. How could this be possible? I am the protagonist. It seems like I was cut off by a newcomer. No, by the Emperor crossing the line. Taishian Xiaozhu. Big shot, awesome. Song Mountain Leader. Big shot, awesome. The members of the group were all frightened, and the purple micro-emperor from the Middle Heaven and North Pole in the world of the wilderness was too terrifying. He even crossed over and killed the group leader. The key is that the other party can both cross over and kill the group leaders, which means they can also cross over and kill them. The group leaders claim to be omniscient and capable of predicting the past and future, which they have personally experienced. The group leader also created a chat group for the heavens, which is an incredible thing that can connect the heavens and all worlds. What a magnificent existence should it be. But it is the group leader who is such a great power of the heavens, but was cross-border killed by the purple micro-emperor of the Zhongtian Arctic. The members of the chat group are extremely thoughtful and can only be said to be truly experts from the top world. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Being the group leader on your own. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Being the group leader on your own. Reminder. The leader of the chat group has passed away. Members of the group can recommend a leader themselves. Reminder. The leader of the chat group has passed away. Members of the group can recommend a leader themselves. Reminder. The leader of the chat group has passed away. Members of the group can recommend a leader themselves. However, at this moment, the chat group of Zhongtian shook and released several barrage comments in a row. It seems that my worries are unnecessary. Li Xian naturally wanted the position of the leader of the chat group. After killing Li Daxian, Li Xian also worried that the Zhongtian chat group would disappear. After all, the chat group is Li Daxian's golden finger. Now that Li Daxian has been killed by him, the chat group is likely to disappear as a result. But even if given another chance to choose, Li Xian would still choose to kill Li Daxian. After all, with Li Daxian as the group leader, it is difficult for him to develop in the chat group of the heavens, and Li Daxian will definitely not allow it. Another possibility is that chat groups may not disappear, but there is a possibility of finding new hosts. However, now it seems that Li Xian is worried for nothing. The chat group has not disappeared, but instead allowed members to recommend a group leader on their own. I am determined to win the position of these leaders. Chat groups are very important to Li Xian, even as important as the belief and preaching system. It is difficult to develop believers in the world of chaos, but Li Xian is able to develop believers in all worlds through chat groups in the heavens. Since joining the chat group, Li Xian must seize this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with all his might. I am the protagonist. Let's recommend a group leader ourselves. Songshan sect leader. The group leader has died. I was just worried that the chat group might disappear. The Lord of Tianmen. So, who will be the group leader? Xiaozhu Taishian said, whoever receives the most support votes is definitely the next group leader. The four group members fell silent for a moment, and it was impossible to say that they didn't want to be the group leader. Because they are all well aware of what the Zhongtian chat group means, becoming the leader of the chat group will be an unimaginable opportunity. But they all have self-awareness and know that the position of group leader is not something they can control. The only person qualified to serve as the leader of a chat group is the immeasurable and powerful Zhongtian Arctic Purple Micro Emperor from the top of the world. After all, the previous group leader Li Daxian was killed by the Purple Micro Emperor of the Zhongtian Arctic, and they dare not run for the position of group leader. Even if they became the group leader, they were afraid they would have difficulty sleeping and eating, so the 4 group members had a good understanding and voted for Li Xian one after another. Ding! Congratulations to Emperor Zhongtian and Arctic Purple Micro, becoming the leader of the chat group in the heavens. Li Xian quickly received a prompt and became the leader of the Zhutian chat group. Li Xian was a bit surprised, but upon closer examination, it made sense. Obviously, Li Daxian's death intimidated the members of the group, making them hesitant to have any ulterior motives towards the position of group leader. As the group leader, you really have privileges. After becoming the leader of the chat group, Li Xian realized that there were several privileges to be a group leader. The first privilege is to view the basic information of group members. The second privilege is to refrain from speaking. The third privilege is to have an opportunity to invite a new member randomly from the heavens and realms once a month. The fourth privilege is that, with the permission of group members, the group leader can open a temporal and spatial tunnel for the world in which the member resides. Li Xian finally understood why he didn't reveal any information after joining the chat group, but Li Daxian knew he came from the world of the wilderness. Originally, the first privilege of the group leader was the ability to investigate the basic information of group members. Apart from the first 3 privileges, the fourth privilege is undoubtedly the one that Li Xian values the most. With the permission of the group members, they were able to open a time and space tunnel and travel through the world that descended upon the member. Li Xian used the first privilege to view the basic information of 4 group members. Member. I am the protagonist world. Global High Martial Arts World Introduction. 3rd grade martial artist, student of Magic City Martial Arts University Global High Martial Arts World. Is it Qin Fengqing? This nickname was not taken wrong. The novel, Global Martial Arts, was read by Li Xian before his travels, and it was a world where martial artists were revered. Whether in business, politics, or military, one must first become a warrior, not a warrior who cannot move a single step. Qin Fengqing was originally the protagonist and the chosen person by the seed, but unfortunately, he encountered a hanging wall. A pervert with a system that produces 4 grades a year and 8 grades a year. Before Fang Ping entered the school, Qin Fengqing was a prominent figure in the field of magic and martial arts, and was known for being a thorn in the head. After Ko Fangping became a demon warrior, Qin Fengqing's life became tragic. Hardly transformed from a prominent figure to a licking dog, selling all kinds of goods and credit resources, it's simply not too miserable. The protagonist who played such a miserable role is probably Qin Fengqing. Member. Young Master Taishan World. Covering the Sky World Introduction. The young grandson of the Master of the Star Peak of the Xianmen sect, and the descendant of the ruthless Emperor's heaven-swallowing demon technique. To Li Xian's surprise, the young master of Taishan actually came from the world of covering the sky. Covering the sky is in line with perfection, and above the mysterious and unpredictable heavens, there is no doubt that it is a vast world. However, due to the ancient sword of the Emperor of Wilderness breaking, the 9 heavens and 10 earths were separated from the realm sea, so the level of the sky-covering world appeared to be very low. The young grandson of the Master of the Star Peak of the Xianmen sect, the descendant of the ruthless emperors, swallowing the heavenly demon technique. If Li Xian guessed correctly, the young master of Tai Xian should be Hua Yunfei, a disciple of the Star Peak of the Tai Xian sect, and a descendant of the heavenly demon technique of the ruthless emperor. Hua Yunfei is good at playing the piano and has learned the unique skills of phoenix robbery, killing all 10 directions, and starring in heaven and earth. Its appearance is calm and elegant, like a graceful young master, but it also has a lot of scheming and means. However, the descendant of the swallowing heavenly demon technique only wanted to achieve the goal of becoming an immortal descendant of the heavenly demon technique. Hua Yunfei tried to break free from his fate, but he always failed. As a villain, the ultimate outcome of Hua Yunfei is self-evident, becoming a stepping stone for the protagonist. Member. Lord of Tianmen World. Wind and Cloud World Introduction. The Lord of Tianmen, who claims to be the god who governs the world. Member. Songshan Sect Leader World. Smiling and Proud Jianhu World Introduction. The leader of the Five Mountain Sword Sect and the leader of the Songshan Sect. Through the first privilege of the group leader, Li Xian had a basic understanding of the identities of the four group members. The master of the heavenly gate should be Su Fu, who consumed phoenix blood to obtain immortality. Later, he changed his name to Emperor Shi Tian and founded the heavenly gate, claiming to be the god who governs the world. The leader of Songshan comes from the world of Xiaoao Jianghu and is also the leader of the Five Sacred Sword Sect, so the answer is about to be revealed. The people in this chat group are not really serious people. Li Xian couldn't help but sigh that among the four chat group members, there was not a serious person. However, Li Xian doesn't care whether he is a serious person or not, it doesn't matter to him. What he wants is a tool person, as long as they can help him spread his faith, they are all good tool people. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Ode to My Treasure, May Prove Eternity. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Ode to My Treasure, May Prove Eternity. Emperor Ziwei of Zhongtian North Pole. I am the Emperor Ziwei of Zhongtian North Pole, the Lord of the constellations of the heavens. Those who believe in me build altars to worship and praise my precious edict, which can prove eternity. I am now giving you a piece of Star Lord's Treasure Edict. After reviewing the basic information of the four group members, Li Xian sent a message in the chat group. Then, in the chat group, I uploaded Star Master Treasure Gao once. The Star Lord Bao Gao, also known as the Purple Micro Gao, refers to the Purple Micro Emperor, who governs 10,000 stars, hence the name Star Lord. I am the protagonist. Take what the Emperor said seriously. Believing in adults can prove eternity and achieve immortality. The Lord of the Heavenly Gate. It seems that Emperor has gone offline. Li Xian naturally did not actually go offline. In addition to the four major privileges, the group leader also has many small privileges, and invisibility is one of them. Li Xian was just invisible to the group members, appearing to be offline, but in reality, he was silently peeking at the screen. God, be aloof and maintain mystery. Will the four group members believe in him? Will you believe his words and help him spread his faith? Under the temptation of immortality, Li Xian believed they would. Even if they don't believe it now, they will definitely give it a try and see who can't hold their breath first. Xiaozhu Taixian said, do you think that believing in the Emperor can truly lead to immortality? Master Songshan said, Emperors like you should not disdain lying. Just give it a try and you'll find out. Smiling in the world of the martial arts world, the sect of the Songshan sect, located in the Songyang Hall. Zhuolingchen closed his eyes and sat on his knees, seemingly practicing martial arts, but in reality, his attention was all focused on the chat group in his mind. Who in the world doesn't want to live forever? Compared to immortality, any grand ambition or domination in the world will become insignificant. Zhuolingchen can also be considered a heroic figure. It is impossible for him to believe so easily. Anyway, trying it doesn't cost much, but what if it's true? In fact, before Li Xian joined the chat group, Left Cold Zen paid a great price and learned about his future from Li Daxian. After knowing that he would die at the hands of Yu Buchuan, Left Cold Zen had already begun to lay out a few months ago. With knowledge of the future, just give him 3 years, and Left Cold Zen has the confidence to join forces with the Five Sacred Sword sect and eliminate the unity of the Sun and Moon divine cult in the martial world. Even if given 10 years, he is confident in overthrowing the current court and sitting on that 95 throne. But even if one dominates the martial arts world and becomes the 9 or 5 sovereigns, what can they do? The world he is in is just a lowly little world, with extremely high martial arts cultivation and impossible immortality. No matter how high one's martial arts cultivation is, even if they are invincible in the world, they will eventually turn into a pile of loss in 100 years, so Zhuo is not willing to accept it. He wants to live longer than anyone else, and now is undoubtedly a real opportunity to change his fate against the heavens. Originally, Zhuo wanted to obtain the legendary Immortal technique from Li Daxian by flattering him. Before Left Cold Zen could take action, Li Daxian had already received his lunchbox. This would be his only chance, and Left Cold Zen would give it a try no matter what. Ding! The leader of Songshan has downloaded Star-Lord's Treasure Edict. Ding! I am the protagonist who downloaded Star-Lord Baogao. Ding! The Lord of the Heavenly Gate has downloaded Star-Lord's Treasure Edict. Ding! Young Master Taixien has downloaded Star Master Treasure Gao. Although the 4 members of the group had some doubts in their hearts, the download speed of Star Master Treasure Gao was not slow. Is this the Star Lord's Edict? After downloading the Star Lord's Treasure Edict, Zhuo found that he had a mysterious scripture in his mind. The scripture is profound and difficult to understand, but strangely enough, Zhuo can understand the meaning. De Luo Tian Ke, Ziwei Xinggong. Dwelling at the height of the North Pole, situated above the center of the sky. The Dharma name is Golden Will Shining, and the Tao is called Jade Do Xian Zun. Xian Ji Yuheng Qi 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 Qi, the total celestial longitude and latitude. The sun, moon, and stars are about 4 hours apart, walking on the purple wall of the ecliptic. Master of all phenomena, ruler of all heavens. Great compassion and great wishes, great compassion and compassion. Master of the 10,000 star sect, Emperor of the infinite Yuan. Purple way of the central heaven, great Emperor of the North Pole. Zhuo silently recited the Star Lord's Treasure Edict, and suddenly a mysterious feeling surged in his heart. Zhuo found that his thinking had become unprecedentedly clear. All the things he had forgotten now came to mind one by one, and many of the problems that troubled him were also solved. Zhuo felt as if he had suddenly come to a complete realization. Boom! I don't know how long it has been, maybe a few days have passed, or just a moment has passed. Zhuo felt a huge shock in his mind, as if he had created a new world. In the next moment, Zhuo realized that the whole world had changed. He seemed to have seen a supreme God in the dark. Standing on top of the 9 heavens, my whole body is shrouded in a vast divine light. You cannot see the whole picture. Do not peek into its true body. He seems to have existed for eternity, emitting an aura of vicissitudes and antiquity. The world exists and is destroyed because of him. From the highest to the greatest. Eternal survival. Immortality and immortality. Terrifying. After Zhuo woke up, he was sweating profusely and his whole body was drenched in cold sweat. Recalling the scene he had just seen, Zhuo felt a wave of shock in his heart, and his eyes were filled with lingering horror. Is that majestic existence the Emperor? Has my cultivation broken through? Zhuo suddenly realized that his cultivation, which had been a bottleneck that had plagued him for many years, had broken through in one fell swoop. He just recited the Star Lord's Edict once, which is simply unimaginable. Just reciting the Star Lord's Treasure Edict brings such benefits. If we build an altar to offer sacrifices to the Emperor, wouldn't his Left Cold Zen be like flying into the sky? At this moment, there was no more doubt in Zhuo heart. The Star Lord's Treasure Edict taught by Emperor is so magical. In fact, it's not just Zhuo. After downloading the Star Master Baogao, Qin Fengqing from the global martial arts world couldn't help but try it out. Everyone has a curiosity mentality, and Qin Fengqing is no exception. But the magic of the Star Lord Bao Gao exceeded Qin Fengqing's imagination, allowing him to break through and become a fourth-level martial artist. At the same time, Emperor Shi Tian from the world of wind and clouds, and Hua Yunfei from the world of covering the sky, both gained some benefits after reciting the Star Lord's edict. Among them, Hua Yunfei's cultivation level is relatively high, at least compared to others. So unlike others, Hua Yunfei's cultivation directly breaks through a realm, but the bottleneck that has plagued him for years has loosened. I believe that given him some time, breaking through the realm will be natural. I'm hooked. When Zhuolengshan, Qin Fengqing, Emperor Shi Tian, and Hua Yunfei recited the Star Lord's treasure edict, Li Xian immediately felt an induction. In theory, even if someone has faith, it is difficult to sense it, let alone gain the power of faith, when they are not in the same world. But Li Xian has a belief and preaching system, and no matter in any world, as long as someone praises the Star Lord's edict, Li Xian can sense it. Even if they are not in the same world, Li Xian can harvest faith through the system and convert it into faith points. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Left Cold Zen Goes Mad. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Left Cold Zen Goes Mad. I have met the senior brother of the sect leader, but I don't know why the senior brother of the sect leader summoned us. What's the point? In the meeting hall of Songyang Hall, under the command of Zhuolengshan, the entire high-ranking members of the Songzhan sect gathered. The Left Cold Zen sect sits at the head, and below is the renowned 13 supreme guards of the Song Mountain sect, who are renowned in the martial arts world. The 13 guardians of the Songzhan sect are all outstanding martial arts experts, but the left and right arms of Zhuolengshan. The Song Mountain sect has achieved its current level of power and has become the leader of the 5 Sacred Sword sect. In addition to the effective leadership of Left Cold Zen, the 13 Taibao also contributed immensely. Young martial brothers, do you believe in the existence of immortals in this world? Zhuolengshan's expression was serious, and the magic of the Star Master Bao Gao made him have no doubt about Li Xian's words. Previously, Left Cold Zen was ambitious and focused on unifying the 5 Sacred Sword sect, defeating Shaolin and Wudong, and becoming the largest sect on the righteous path. Since joining the Zhutian chat group, Zhuolengshan has broadened his horizons and now has the opportunity to achieve immortality. Zhuolengshan has long lost that mindset. What dominates the martial arts world, what unifies the martial arts world, how can there be eternal fragrance? Senior brother leader, there are no immortals in this world, they are just some myths and legends. The 13 eunuchs were all surprised. There was no immortal god in this world, at least they didn't believe it. Although legends about immortals and gods have been passed down from ancient times to the present, such as the 3 Qing Daozu, the Jade Emperor and Queen Mother, and so on. But legend is legend. Who has seen the founder of Sanqing Road? Who has seen the Queen Mother of the Jade Emperor? There are countless people who pray to the gods and worship Buddha, but they have not seen any response from the immortals. None of them have traveled far and wide, but after wandering in the martial arts world for so many years, they have never encountered any immortals or supernatural events. I believe it. And I may have met a real immortal. Zhuolengshan's tone is complex, his expression is excited, and he is full of longing. Senior brother, what nonsense are you talking about? The 13 guards were all taken aback, and they naturally didn't believe Zhuolengshan's words. This matter is a long story. Zhuolengshan roughly told the 13 Taibao about what happened to him, apart from the existence of the Zhutian chat group. I know you don't believe it, this is the Star Lord's treasure edict. You'll find out with just a try. Zhuolengshan also knew what he was saying, but the 13 Taibao couldn't accept it for a while, and he could understand it. So he plans to pass on the Star Lord's treasure to them, believing that after they try the magic of the Star Lord's treasure, they will definitely not doubt it again. How could there really be immortals in this world? Isn't this Star Master Bao Gao too magical? My cultivation has actually broken through. It's simply unbelievable. Is the Weian statue I saw just now the immortal god mentioned by the head senior brother? Unexpectedly, the immortal god really exists. If words cannot describe the existence of Weian, it must be undoubtedly a legendary immortal god. After trying the Star Lord Bao Gao, the 13 protectors had no doubts and their expressions were filled with excitement. Among them, Ding Mian, the Tota hand, Lu Bai, the Xianhe hand, Fei Bin, the De Songyang hand, and Lu Ho, the De Yinyang hand, all broke through the bottleneck and reached a higher level of cultivation. Although other Tai Bao members did not break through, their cultivation also improved. The existence of that majestic figure is the purple micro-emperor of the North Pole in the Middle Heaven, who is the master of the constellations of the heavens. In the Star Master's Treasure Edict, there is also a method of casting an altar for worship. Zhuolengshan briefly explained to the 13 heavenly guards that he would build an altar for worship and receive blessings from the emperor. Building an altar for worship, can one receive blessings from the emperor? Master, don't worry, let me handle the task of building the altar. I promise it will be done properly. Let me prepare the 5 grains and 6 livestock needed for the sacrifice. Without the command of Zhuolengshan, the 13 eunuchs volunteered one after another. After all, sacrificing to the emperor can bring blessings. Who can remain unmoved? If one can truly receive the blessings of the emperor, the Songshan sect will surely soar to the sky, surpassing Shaolin and Wudong will no longer be a dream. Even exterminating the demonic cult, unifying the martial arts world, and dominating the martial arts world may not be impossible. Order all disciples of the Songshan sect to return to the sect within 10 days. After 10 days, I will lead all disciples to worship the emperor. Zhuolengshan was very clear in his heart that the emperor wanted faith, not those worldly sacrifices. Let's start with the Songshan sect. Yes. The Songshan sect has called on thousands of disciples to build altars on the Fengshan platform. Such a big commotion cannot be concealed from the outside world. Actually, Zhuolengshan also knows that the news cannot be kept hidden. After all, thousands of disciples and tens of thousands of migrant workers have been mobilized to forge altars. With such a big commotion, major sects are not blind. However, when the story of Zhuolengshan building an altar to worship Immortal spread, it immediately caused a sensation in the entire martial arts world. Everyone's first thought is to suspect that Left Cold Zen is crazy. What does Zhuolengshan want to do? The millennium-old temple of Shaolin Temple, as a neighbor of the Songshan sect, was naturally the first to receive news. When he learned that Zhuolengshan was building altars extensively to worship certain immortals, even the Shaolin abbot Fang Zheng couldn't help but be taken aback. Building an altar to worship the gods. Zhuolengshan is crazy. After receiving the news, Yu Buchuan's first thought was that Left Cold Zen had gone crazy. Is this a conspiracy by Zhuolengshan against my Huashan sect? It's not surprising that Yu Buchuan is a cup of tea and a snake's shadow. After all, he knows that Left Cold Zen is ambitious and has always wanted to merge the 5 Sacred Sword sect. And many years ago, Zhuolengshan had set up scouts in Huashan. His second disciple, Laudno, was sent by the Left Cold Zen to monitor him, but he kept pretending not to know just to numb the Left Cold Zen. As for what to build altars and worship immortals, Yu Buchuan doesn't believe a single word. The Huashan sect originates from the Chuanzhen lineage of Taoism and worships the founder of Sanqing Taoism. However, even Yu Buchuan does not believe that Sanqing truly exists. Based on his understanding of Left Cold Zen, it is well known that he has made such a big fuss, which inevitably leads to great ambitions. Report to General Manager Yang. A scout has received news that the Left Cold Zen of the Songshan sect has recently called on thousands of disciples to build altars, suspected of worshipping certain immortals. Haimu Cliff, the main altar of the Sun and Moon cult, in a luxurious hall. A burly, bearded, and imposing man sat in a high position. A divine disciple below, with a respectful expression, is reporting to the burly man. Worshipping immortals. What's Xuan up to? This burly man is Yang Lianting, the Grand Administrator of the Sun and Moon cult. Yang Lianting's eyebrows furrowed tightly, and he naturally didn't believe it. Xuan was making a big fuss about what he was doing to worship immortals and gods. Immediately dispatch more personnel and closely monitor the Zhongtian sect. If there is any news, please notify me as soon as possible. Yang Lianting couldn't guess what Xuan was up to, so he had to send extra personnel to closely monitor the Zhongtian sect. However, Yang Lianting is not worried. No matter what Xuan wants to do, even if it is a conspiracy against the Sun and Moon Divine Sect, he is not afraid with the strength of the Sun and Moon Divine Sect. Yes. Divine disciples are ordered to retreat. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Sacrifice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7 Sacrifice. Senior brother, everything is ready. In just 10 days, after mobilizing thousands of disciples and tens of thousands of craftsmen, the altar was finally built. I saw a 10-zhang tall altar made of blue stones, engraved with mysterious patterns, in the shape of a triangular tower, standing on the altar of the Fengshan temple. The altar is mysterious and majestic, emitting strange waves and looking incredibly supernatural. Prepare for the sacrifice. Xuan took a deep breath and instructed his disciples to place the 5 grains and 6 livestock on the altar. Under the leadership of Xuan, all members of the Zhongtian sect knelt in front of the altar and slowly recited the Star Lord's treasure edict. De Luo Tian Ke, Ziwei Xinggong. Dwelling at the height of the North Pole, situated above the center of the sky. The Dharma name is Golden Will Shining, and the Tao is called Jade Do Xian Zun. Xian Ji Yuheng Qi 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 Qi, the total celestial longitude and latitude. The sun, moon, and stars are about 4 hours apart, walking on the purple wall of the ecliptic. Master of all phenomena, ruler of all heavens. Great compassion and great wishes, great compassion and compassion. Master of the 10,000 star sect, Emperor of the infinite Yuan. Purple way of the central heaven, great Emperor of the North Pole. Thousands of people chanted the Star Lord's treasure Gao together, and the sound spread for dozens of miles. The altar slowly bloomed with divine light, causing changes in the celestial phenomena. I saw thousands of rays of rosy light surging from above the sky, emitting a dark yellow aura. There were hidden dragons and phoenixes dancing, and this scene could be seen from hundreds of miles away. Is it true that the Song Mountain sect built altars to offer sacrifices to the gods? Do there really exist immortals in the world? Is that the legendary dragon and phoenix? What a terrifying aura. The story of Xuan building an altar to worship the gods has already spread throughout the world, and everyone is waiting to see a joke. But at this moment, seeing the vision on the sky, no one can laugh anymore. It is obvious that it is not Xuan who has gone crazy, but rather that immortals do exist, otherwise it would be impossible to explain the anomalies on the sky. The power of faith is growing. In the Ziwei Hall of the Honghuang world, during the Left Cold Zen festival, Li Xian immediately sensed something. And in the dark, Li Xian sensed a certain world and created a causal connection. Through that causal connection, Li Xian was able to rely on the system and divine thoughts to descend into that world. As for the arrival of the real body, with Li Xian's current cultivation level, even relying on the system cannot achieve it. Host. Li Xian, Realm. Early immortal stage. Cannot be improved, belief. 73,825, in just a short moment, the number of faith points increased to over 70,000 and skyrocketed every moment. Believers praying to the gods will generate the power of faith, which varies depending on the degree of piety. And the power of faith, when transformed into belief points, has a relatively low conversion rate. About 10,000 strands of faith power can transform a little bit of faith point, and an ordinary believer can pray for a day to give birth to a strand of faith power. If only there were a way to open up a divine kingdom. The gods in the wasteland world are somewhat special. Although they practice Shintoism, they are essentially not separated from the wasteland cultivation system. Unlike other gods in the world, lighting a divine fire, condensing a divine spirit, and opening up a divine kingdom, the gods have their own kingdom and can bring devout believers to it, praying day and night to generate the power of faith. However, there must be gains and losses. If the gods of other worlds lose their believers and lack faith to maintain the operation of the divine kingdom, the power of the gods will be weakened. And even if the gods in the wasteland world lose their followers, at most they lose faith, and their cultivation stops growing. Coming. Li Xian sensed someone calling out to him, summoning him to descend. Li Xian immediately stopped hesitating and, through the belief and preaching system, a divine idea crossed the heavens and realms, descending into the world of Xiaoao Jianghu. Boom! At the moment when Li Xian's divine thought descended, he smiled proudly in the world of the martial arts world, and the sky suddenly shook, blooming with boundless divine light. A majestic figure appeared on the sky. The majestic figure was vast and boundless, occupying half of the sky and emitting the aura of suppressing the 9 heavens and 10 earth. Ordinary people cannot glimpse its appearance. Ordinary people should not peep into their bodies. Everyone could vaguely see a pair of black divine eyes, shrouded in chaotic air, with the sun, moon, and stars rotating, and the charm of the great road faintly visible. After the majestic figure appeared, various visions on the sky immediately revolved around him. He is the center of the world. He is the ruler of all things. Congratulations to the arrival of the emperor. Zhuolengshan was excited and immediately led all his disciples to kneel and greet Li Xian when his divine thoughts came. The Songshan sect made meritorious sacrifices and bestowed upon left cold Zen 100-year longevity yuan, with a cultivation period of 300 years. To all disciples of the Songshan sect, with a lifespan of 10 years and a cultivation of 100 years. Edict to appoint left cold Zen as a divine envoy, to walk on earth, spread my divine name, and spread my faith. The majestic and mysterious voice resounded throughout the world of Xiaoao Jianghu. A divine power fell from the void and transformed into thousands of strands in mid-air, blending into the bodies of the Song Mountain sect. The aura of Zhuolengshan surged, and his cultivation instantly surpassed his innate ability, and then surpassed his innate ability, reaching an unprecedented level. At the same time, Zhuolengshan's appearance also changed, from middle-aged to young. The 13 members of the Songshan sect, although not as greatly changed as the left cold Zen, have also become much younger in appearance and have surpassed their innate level of cultivation. Even ordinary disciples of the Songshan sect, after obtaining 100 years of cultivation, have become first-class experts in the martial arts world. With the current strength of the Songshan sect, it is easy to sweep the entire martial arts world and dominate the martial arts world. Farewell to the Emperor. The figure of Weian on the sky is slowly fading away, and in the blink of an eye, the sky returns to normal. The sky was filled with strange phenomena, and even the divine dragons and phoenixes disappeared. Ha ha ha. After Li Xian's mind disappeared, Zhuolengshan could no longer suppress his excited mood. I saw him laughing up in the sky, his voice spreading for dozens of miles, like thunderous waves. The profound skill is unparalleled in the world. The current left cold Zen is undoubtedly the best in the world. As for Asia the invincible. Even lifting shoes for the current left cold Zen is not suitable. Congratulations, senior brother leader. The 13 imperial guards all had a joyful expression on their faces, and their gains were also enormous, breaking through the legendary innate realm. However, compared to Zhuolengshan, they are not enough to watch, especially the 100-year longevity yuan, which is equivalent to living another life. Same joy, same joy. Zhuolengshan had a smile on his face and was also planning to spread his faith in his heart. The emperor needs faith and is appointed as a divine envoy. His duty in walking on earth is to spread faith, which is his future mission. Moreover, if we help spread our faith among the emperor, he will definitely receive more rewards. Obtaining more longevity, stronger cultivation, and even becoming immortal and immortal may not necessarily be impossible. First unify the 5 sacred sword sect, then destroy the sun and moon divine cult and become the leader of the martial arts alliance. Xuan planned in his heart that with his current cultivation level, these would not be difficult to achieve. However, if you want to spread the faith of the emperor to the world, you definitely cannot bypass the court, and this matter still needs to be planned slowly. Starting from today, the Songshan sect has changed its name to Ziwei Divine Cult. In order to uphold the right name, Xuan immediately decided to rename the Songshan sect as the Ziwei Divine Sect. As for the 13 Taibao and thousands of Songshan disciples, naturally no one opposes them. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Uploading videos to Shake chat groups. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Uploading videos to Shake chat groups in the world of the wilderness, in the Ziwei Palace. Li Xian sat cross-legged on the cloud bed, checking the attribute layout. Host. Li Xian, Realm. Early Immortal Stage. Cannot be improved, Belief. 134,247. Although I harvested a large wave of faith power in the world of Xiao Jianghu, I only converted 130,000 faith points. 130,000 faith points is still too few for Li Xian. On the attribute page, the realm still cannot be improved. Obviously, to improve the realm, 130,000 belief points are far from enough. After all, only with the power of 10,000 strands of faith can we transform some faith points. Fortunately, the faith points on the attribute page are increasing every moment. Li Xian believes that with the passage of time, there will be more and more people in the world of Xiao Jianghu who believe in him. Now he doesn't need to do anything, just wait patiently. Ding! The leader of Songshan has uploaded a video. Li Xian suddenly received a prompt from the chat group. Upon opening the chat group, he found out that it was Xuan who had uploaded a video. Li Xian still chooses to be invisible. After all, if he appears in the chat group, the group members may feel constrained. The Lord of the Heavenly Gate. At Master Songshan, you move so fast that you have already worshipped the Emperor. I am the protagonist. 100 years of longevity, 300 years of cultivation, real name Envy. Taishian Shaozhu said, Your Majesty is indeed powerful, able to cross the heavens and realms, and descend into the world where the leader of Mount Song is located. Master Songshan said, Ha ha ha, can you also offer sacrifices to the Emperor? The Emperor will definitely not hesitate to reward you. The Lord of the Heavenly Gate. We are currently building an altar and preparing sacrificial offerings. After watching the video uploaded by Xuan, Emperor Shutian has no further doubts. If it weren't for the time required to build the altar, Emperor Shutian couldn't immediately start the ritual. Not only did Emperor Shutian, but Qin Fengqing and Hua Yunfei were also like this. In the video uploaded by Xuan, the stunning vision and boundless figure deeply shook them. If at the beginning it was suspicion, but after trying the magic of the Star Lord's treasure, they became skeptical, then now they completely believe it. After all, the vivid example of Xuan was right in front of them, and they couldn't help but believe it. Master Songshan. Do you know how to modify group nicknames? I am the protagonist. I saw a renaming card for sale in the group chat mall, so I should be able to change my nickname. Master Tai Xian said, Why do you need to change your nickname? Songshan Sect Leader. Starting from today, the Songshan Sect will become a thing of the past and officially change its name to Ziwei Divine Sect. I have been appointed as a divine envoy by the Emperor and will naturally take on the role of the first Ziwei Divine Sect Leader. It would be inappropriate to call myself Songshan Sect Leader, so I would like to change my nickname. The Lord of Tianmen. I am the protagonist. Master Taishian said, Master Songshan said, I checked in the mall and there are indeed renaming cards for sale, but one renaming card costs 1,000 points, which is really too expensive. I am the protagonist. It's hard to earn points. I worked hard to sign in for 3 months, and my points just broke 100. The Lord of Tianmen. There are indeed many good things in the mall, but the prices are also outrageously expensive. Anyway, I can't afford the same. Master Tai Xian said, I am working hard to accumulate points and preparing to purchase an enlightenment card. The members of the group are all roast that the things in the mall are too expensive, and nothing they can afford. Although Li Xian has become the leader of the chat group, his time joining the chat group is still short, and he has not carefully studied the various functions of the chat group. Although Li Xian knows that there is a shopping mall in the chat group, he really doesn't know what to sell. After careful study for a moment, Li Xian found that the Zhutian chat group indeed has many functions. For example, red envelope function, check.in function, sharing function, live streaming function, group chat mall, and so on. The check.in function is for group members to check in daily and earn some points, which can be exchanged for various items in the group chat mall. Li Xian opened the group chat mall and found that there were no martial arts secrets, no heavenly and earthly treasures, and no magical treasures in the mall. In the group chat mall, there is only one thing for sale, which is various cards. There are almost everything from renaming cards, enlightenment cards, enhancement cards, analysis cards, invisibility cards. The renaming card that Xuan wanted to purchase just now requires 1,000 points, and using the renaming card can modify the group nickname. One enlightenment card earns 10,000 points, and after using it, one can experience an hour of enlightenment. One enhancement card earns 10,000 points. After using the card, various items can be strengthened, such as a lower-level magic weapon. After using the enhancement card, it can be strengthened into a medium-level magic weapon. Each type of card has a different function, but no matter what card it is all disposable consumables. And the cards are also divided into qualities such as black iron, bronze, silver, gold, diamonds, and so on. Take strengthening cards as an example. To strengthen ordinary items, black iron level strengthening cards are sufficient. However, to strengthen magic treasures, silver level strengthening cards are needed. If you want to strengthen immortal weapons, it is estimated that diamond level or above strengthening cards are needed. Black iron enhanced card with 10,000 points, bronze enhanced card with 50,000 points, silver enhanced card with 250,000 points, can the group leader receive 10 points per day when signing in. At the same time, Li Xian also found that as a group leader, there are many small benefits. Regular group members who sign in can earn 1 point per day, while as the chat group owner, signing in can earn 10 points per day. When purchasing cards in the mall, group owners can also get a 10% discount. Downloading files and videos requires regular group members to spend corresponding points, while group owners are completely free. Although various cards are magical, they are not very useful to me. The various cards in the group chat mall have various functions, but they are not very useful to Li Xian. What Li Xian needs most now is faith, with a belief preaching system that can transform the power of faith into points of faith. Belief points can not only directly enhance one's cultivation level, but also enhance divine powers and spells, elevate the level of spiritual treasures, and so on. So for Li Xian, the belief point is everything, and nothing else is important. Report to Emperor Guang Chengzi, the Immortal of Guang Chengzi, for his visit. However, at this moment, a celestial being will enter the Ziwei Palace and respectfully report. Guang Chengzi. Please invite him in. Li Xian slowly opened his eyes and consciously withdrew from the chat group. Guang Chengzi is the leader of the 12 Golden Immortals and the first immortal in the Yushu Palace to strike the Golden Bell. He is highly valued by the heavenly sovereign of the Yuan dynasty. During the Battle of Fengshan, Guang Chengzi broke through the Golden Light formation, killed the Golden Light Holy Mother, repelled Master Wen, and returned the Turtle Spirit Holy Mother to her original form, which can be said to have achieved great fame. It's just that Li Xian is a bit strange. He doesn't have much friendship with Guang Chengzi. Why is the other party coming to Ziwei Palace? End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Kunlun Golden Immortal, Guang Chengzi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9 Kunlun Golden Immortal, Guang Chengzi, have met the Emperor. After entering the Ziwei Palace, Guang Chengzi, the head of the imperial examination, saluted with a calm and composed attitude, showcasing the demeanor of a great disciple of the sect. There was no contempt for Li Xian due to his low cultivation. There was no compliment due to Li Xian's esteemed status. This is the first time Li Xian has seen Guang Chengzi. After all, when his disciples of the Chan sect went down the mountain to help King Wu defeat Zhou, Li Xian had already been on the list of gods. The immortal has a gift. Li Xian looked at Guang Chengzi, who was dressed in the 8 trigrams purple ribbon immortal clothes and wore a purple gold Taoist crown on his head, truly possessing an immortal demeanor and character. However, what caught Li Xian's attention was the sword behind Guang Chengzi's back. If Li Xian guessed correctly, the immortal sword full of evil energy should be the legendary Zhu Xian sword. The Zhu Xian sword formation is known as the first killing formation in the wilderness. It is set up by one saint and cannot be broken by the joint efforts of 4 saints. The sword formation is mysterious and eerie, with endless killing opportunities and countless dangers. Non-heavenly way sages, even if they are the great Luo Golden Immortal, as soon as they enter this formation, they will fly ashes and smoke instantly. During the War of Sealing the Gods, the leader of the Zhongtian sect set up the Xianzhu sword formation at the Jipai Pass. Later, the Xianzhu sword formation was broken, and the Xianzhu sword fell into the hands of Guang Chengzi. As for the Slaying Immortal Sword, Sinking Immortal Sword, and Zhu Immortal Sword, they respectively fell into the hands of Red Sperm, Jade Ding Immortal, and Daoxing Heavenly Sovereign. To be honest, visiting the Emperor today is actually a matter of seeking help. After both sides took their seats, Guang Chengzi came straight to the point. Shangxian, please speak up. If our strength is within our reach, our Emperor will not refuse. Li Xian didn't fully agree. After all, no one knew what Guang Chengzi was saying. As for what the so-called power can do, it is not Li Xian's own the final say. I want to borrow some star power from the Emperor. Originally, during the War of Fengshan, Zhijiao Sanshao avenged his brother by setting up the 9-bend Yellow River formation and capturing the 12 golden immortals of Kunlun. Later, this formation was destroyed by the heavenly lord of Yuanshi, and Sanshao was also killed, and Ning was taken to the list of gods. When the 12 golden immortals were breaking through the formation, they were stripped of their 3 flowers on the top of their heads by Sanshao, and their 5 qi in their chests was shut down. Millions of years of cultivation were lost in one fell swoop. The heavenly sovereign of the later Yuan dynasty exchanged the 9 transformations golden pill from the sage of the Qing dynasty, but even if he took the 9 transformations golden pill and achieved complete recovery, the damage to his foundation had to be slowly healed. After the Battle of Fengshan, the vast land shattered, leading to the loss of innate spiritual energy. The saints have to repeat the world and open up the 4 major states, which is actually a last resort. In today's 4 major continents, innate spiritual energy is becoming increasingly scarce, and it will undoubtedly take longer for Guang Chengzi to restore his foundation. Under duress, Guang Chengzi came up with the idea of the power of the stars. Emperor Ziwei is in charge of the heavenly meridian, earth and latitude, leading the universal star system to mobilize the power of the stars in the sky. The power of the stars may not be as strong as innate spiritual energy, but it is much stronger than acquired spiritual energy, and its victory is endless. If he could receive the help of the stars, it would only take thousands of years for Guang Chengzi to have confidence in repairing the foundation of the road. This treasure is called the male and female sword, which is a lower-grade innate spiritual treasure and serves as a thank that you gift to the Emperor. Guang Chengzi raised his hand and waved, a sparkling fairy sword suspended in mid-air. This sword is very famous, it is a male and female sword. However, Although the male and female swords are well known, their level is not high, they are just a lower grade innate spiritual treasure. Even if it is just a lower grade innate spiritual treasure, it is extremely precious. The level division of spiritual treasures in the world of the wilderness includes more prohibitions, the higher the level, and the stronger the power. Regardless of whether innate or acquired, those below the 12 prohibitions are considered inferior spiritual treasures. 12 or more prohibitions and 24 or less prohibitions are considered as medium-grade spiritual treasures. Above 24 prohibitions and below 36 prohibitions are considered top-grade spiritual treasures. 36 prohibitions or above and 40.8 prohibitions or below are considered top-quality spiritual treasures. As for the 49 prohibitions, there are only 3 great heavenly treasures, also known as the 3 innate treasures. The immortal should also know that before my emperor became a god, he was just an ordinary person who had never practiced any magical powers. The 36 heavenly gang technique of the Taoist sect is famous in the vast land. My emperor has been famous for a long time. I wonder if I have the opportunity to observe it today. Li Xian did not ask for male and female swords. Although male and female swords are good, they are not what Li Xian needs the most now. On the contrary, Li Xian was very interested in the 36 heavenly gang technique. The so-called 36 heavenly gang technique is not the legendary 36 transformation. The 36 heavenly gang technique is the supreme divine power of the Taoist sect. In the past, Daozu Hongjun preached in the Purple Sky Palace 33 days away and passed down many great methods and teachings. After summarizing the teachings of the 3 pure ones, the 36 heavenly gang dharma was created. For example, mediating creation can be regarded as the supreme divine power of creation, using non-existence and death as life, evolving the universe, and creating all things. For example, reversing yin and yang can cause disorder in heaven and earth, disrupt the sun and moon, reverse the universe, and disrupt yin and yang. For example, changing stars, manipulating stars, rotating the sun and moon, and even reversing day and night, controlling timing. For example, by returning to the heavens and the sun, one can gain insight into the heavens, illuminate the world of Yen Fu, and the world of billions of constant sand, which can reveal the past, present, and future. For example, repairing the heavens and bathing in the sun, with the ability to repair the heavens, can achieve great success without fear of the divine fire in the world. For example, standing upright without a shadow can conceal one's body shape and transform into nothingness, rendering any attack ineffective. For example, if the size is as desired, it can be freely changed in size, and the strength can change with the changes. It can also follow the celestial phenomena and the earth, and can conceal its form. In summary, the 36 laws of the heavenly gang can be said to encompass everything. Li Xian became a god after death, so there is no need to cultivate martial arts because he cannot improve his strength through cultivation. The only way to enhance one's strength is through absorbing faith, accumulating the will of the people, and condensing divine power within one's body. But Li Xian was very envious of the 36 heavenly gang technique, which was a truly supreme divine power. There are methods of creation and transformation, the 5 elements method, the control of qi method, the control of thunder method, the curse method, the heavenly mending method, the purification method. If one can cultivate the 36 divine powers of the heavenly gang, they can benefit for life. The 36 heavenly gang technique can be observed by the great emperor, but the great emperor must agree and cannot spread it externally. After pondering for a moment, Guang Chengzi finally agreed. The 36 heavenly gang technique is indeed precious, and even in preaching, it cannot be practiced unless it is passed down directly. But the cultivation of the 36 heavens gang method is difficult, and even among the 12 golden immortals, no one has fully achieved it. Let's take Guang Chengzi himself as an example. He has been practicing for millions of years with supreme powers such as mediating nature and reversing yin and yang, but only then can he get started. On the other hand, great supernatural powers such as 9 breaths of breathing, standing shadowless, and good luck in size have all been cultivated to great perfection by Guang Chengzi. Don't worry, Shanshin. I promise not to spread it out. Li Xian naturally knew that practicing the 36 Heavens Gang method was difficult. After all, it was the supreme divine power of the vast world. However, he is different from others. As long as he has enough faith points, he can completely cultivate the 36 Heavenly Gang technique in an instant. The transaction has been completed, and Guang Chengzi did not stay much at Ziwei Palace. Shortly after Guang Chengzi left, Li Xian ordered the star officer to mobilize the power of the stars. The power of the stars is vast and majestic, descending from the starry sky towards the 9 Immortals mountain. Because that 9 Immortals mountain is Guang Chengzi's dojo. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. 36 Heavenly Gang Method. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 36 Heavenly Gang Method. The 36 Heavenly Gang technique is truly an unparalleled divine power, truly vast and profound. In the Purple Sky Palace, Li Xian sat in the void and opened his eyes. After reaching a deal with Guang Chengzi and obtaining the 36 Heavenly Gang technique, Li Xian couldn't wait to meditate in seclusion. Half a month has passed in the blink of an eye, and although the 36 Heavens Gang technique has not been completed, it has also been comprehended. This is actually quite normal. Li Xian's talent is not very good, at least compared to Guang Chengzi. The difference cannot be calculated. In the world of chaos, it is well known that Yuan Shi Tianzun places the greatest emphasis on the nature of his roots and feet. The fact that the 12 golden immortals were able to be recruited by the primordial heavenly sovereign shows how outstanding their fundamental qualifications are. Even if we look at the entire wilderness, the qualifications of the 12 golden immortals are still the top few. Even Guang Chengzi failed to cultivate the 36 Heavenly Gang technique for millions of years, let alone Li Xian in just half a month. Host. Li Xian, Realm. Early Immortal Stage. Cannot be improved, Taoist Technique. 36 Heavenly Gang Technique. Cannot be improved, Belief. 425,420. Li Xian opened the attribute page and found that the 36 Heavenly Gang technique was already displayed on the attribute page. Displayed on the attribute page, it means that Li Xian can directly increase the 36 Heavenly Gang technique by consuming faith points. However, just like the realm, after the 36 Heavenly Gang technique, there are gray characters that cannot be improved. Obviously, there are too few belief points to improve the 36 Heavenly Gang technique. Half a month has passed, and the number of faith points has increased significantly, surpassing the 400,000 mark. It should be Li Xian's display of miracles, which has already fermented in the world of Xiaoao Jianghu. More and more people believe in Li Xian, which may also be attributed to Zhuolengshan. He is the emperor of the wind and cloud world. Li Xian had an inexplicable sense and had a causal connection with a certain world, which was the Fengyun world where Emperor Shi Tian was located. Li Xian woke up after half a month of seclusion, actually sensing that someone was offering sacrifices. However, Li Xian did not intend to stay in seclusion for too long. Li Xian has self-awareness and knows his own qualifications. Relying solely on his own cultivation, he may not be able to cultivate the 36 Heavenly Gang technique for millions of years. Why waste that time? It's better to strive to spread faith, harvest the power of faith, and transform faith points to improve the 36 Heavenly Gang Dharma. De Luo Tian Ke, Ziwei Xinggong. Dwelling at the height of the North Pole, situated above the center of the sky. The Dharma name is Golden Will Shining, and the Tao is called Jade Do Xian Zun. Xian Ji Yuheng Qi 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 Qi, the total celestial longitude and latitude. The sun, moon, and stars are about 4 hours apart, walking on the purple wall of the ecliptic. Master of all phenomena, ruler of all heavens. Great compassion and great wishes, great compassion and compassion. Master of the 10,000 Star Sect, Emperor of the Infinite Yuan. Purple Way of the Central Heaven, Great Emperor of the North Pole. The world of wind and clouds, at the summit of a snowy mountain. Under the leadership of Emperor Shi Tian, thousands of Tianmen disciples chanted the Star Lord's treasure edict in unison, with their voices echoing for dozens of miles. The altar, several tens of zhang high, is built of bluestone and stands on the top of the mountain. On the four walls of the altar, intricate patterns are carved, mysterious and exquisite. Although they may seem just decorations, they contain mysterious power, making people involuntarily immerse themselves in them. There are countless sacrificial offerings placed on the altar, including 5 birds and 6 livestock, 5 grains and miscellaneous grains, rare treasures. Almost everything. Obviously, half a month has passed, and Emperor Shi Tian has prepared well and put in a lot of effort. Boom! The ode to the Star Lord's treasure has ended, and the sky seems to have cracked open, with endless divine light falling from the void. Endless Xianhuangqi rolls, thousands of colorful clouds appear, dragons and phoenixes dance, and there are countless strange phenomena. A majestic and boundless figure, accompanied by a mysterious fairy voice, seems to be walking step by step from the end of time and space. His whole body was shrouded in divine light, and when he appeared, heaven and earth seemed to be cheering. A joyful emotion permeates the entire world and also affects sentient beings. Heaven and earth stopped moving, and time and space seemed to be at a standstill. Various visions in the sky surrounded him. He is the origin of everything. He is the center of the world. Emperor Shi Tian and his disciples from the heavenly gate respectfully welcomed the arrival of the purple micro-emperor from the north pole of the middle heaven. Emperor Shi Tian showed his fanaticism and led thousands of Tianmen disciples to kneel in front of the altar. Emperor Shi Tian made meritorious sacrifices and bestowed upon him a return to youth, with 500 years of cultivation. To the disciples of Tianmen, 10 years of longevity in 100 years of cultivation. Empress Shi Tian was appointed as a divine envoy to walk on earth, spread my divine name, and spread my faith. The majestic and mysterious voice resounded throughout the world of wind and clouds. At the same time, a divine power fell and turned into thousands of strands in mid-air, merging into the bodies of the Tianmen people. Under the influence of divine power, the physical fitness and strength of the disciples of Tianmen are improving. Especially Emperor Shi Tian, under the divine power jar, his appearance recovered at a speed visible to the naked eye, and in the blink of an eye, he transformed into a young man. Emperor Shi Tian possessed phoenix blood, and what he lacked was not longevity, so Li Xian bestowed upon him a return to youth. After all, phoenix blood can only make people immortal, not immortal. In the original work of Fengyun, Emperor Shi Tian was defeated by Wu Wudi. In addition to his excellent martial arts skills, Emperor Shi Tian's aging body is also a part of the reason. Now Emperor Shi Tian has returned to his youth and gained 500 years of martial arts, greatly enhancing his strength. When will you unify this realm, spread your faith throughout the world, and offer sacrifices again? This emperor will bestow upon you the immortal Dharma to help you achieve enlightenment and become an immortal. Before Li Xian's divine thoughts dissipated, the emperor of transmission released the heavens. How is it possible to want a horse to run fast and not eat grass? So it is necessary to draw a pie appropriately and give some hope, so that Emperor Shi Tian can do his best. If Emperor Shi Nai can unify the world and help him spread his faith throughout the world, what's the point of giving him immortal teachings? Farewell to your majesty, Emperor. Emperor Shi Tian was overjoyed, but the emperor promised to grant him immortal teachings to help him achieve immortality. How could Emperor Shi Tian not be inspired by this? However, in order to offer sacrifices again and receive the blessings of the emperor, it is necessary to unify the world and spread the glory of the emperor throughout the world. This matter is not easy. After all, he learned from Li Daxian that there are many masters in the world he belongs to. Among them, the most feared by Emperor Shi Tian was undoubtedly the 3 Smiles in 12 Panic, which was an old monster that had lived longer than him. According to Li Daxian, when Xiao Sanxiao was young, he encountered the divine turtle of the 4 great mythical beasts, and from then on, his body lived forever. I have lived for more than 4,000 years now, and with over 4,000 years of skill, I am unparalleled in the world and can be called the number 1 in the world. Even though he has returned to his youth and gained 500 years of martial arts, he still has no confidence in dealing with Xiao Sanxiao. Unfortunately, the auspicious period has not yet arrived. Emperor Shutian sighed inwardly that Dragon Yuan could enhance his strength, and he also knew the location of the divine dragon. The overseas Shenlong Island has been explored by Emperor Shutian more than once, but before the auspicious period arrived, the Shenlong was hidden and unable to find it. Thank you to the chairman for your generous reward. End of this chapter.